was born and raised in a village in West Africa, the Gambia to be exact. Today, 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, online clients around the world in 10 different countries, and I've been to over 20 of the biggest cities in the world: LA, Vegas, Miami, Dubai, Singapore, you name it. But it didn't start here. In this video, I'll be telling you guys exactly how I got to this point today. And after watching this video, if you're someone who's struggling to find that self-belief, you're in a place in life where you are not sure if you're able to actually become the man that you know you can be deep down inside. After watching this video, that's not going to be the reality for you anymore. Because if someone like me, coming from Gambia, coming from poverty, coming from a village where when I was growing up we did not have any electricity, no running water, if I'm able to make it to this point today, there is no excuse for you. So make sure you watch this full video because I'll be bringing it back to the beginning. What's going on, guys? In this video, I'll be telling you my full story. So let's take it back to the very beginning. 2012, April, my brother passed away. This was the closest person to me ever. A month later, my father passed away. These were two of the closest people to me, guys, my best friends. We were always together. After that happened, my whole life changed. I was in Gambia just waking up every day, seeing my mom go through all of that pain. Before that, I had ambition and dreams of helping my mom, my sisters, and doing all of that. But once my father passed away, my brother passed away, two of the closest people to me, this ambition became an emergency. Now it wasn't about, yeah, hopefully one day I'll be able to take care of my mom and my sisters. It was like, now I have to take care of my mom and my sisters. So around that time, I had the opportunity to come over here in Qatar and chase a dream, even though I did not know what dream looked like. But before I came, some of my friends were already here. I was talking to them and they're giving me like updates on how life was here. It was really, really difficult. They advised me not to come here because they were working construction in the heat. At that time, this new airport was being built and they were working there. People were like collapsing because of the heat. So I heard about all these horrible stories and I never really went through anything like that back home, even though it was difficult, but it wasn't up to that level. I had my family, everything was good. So now I was about to move from that comfort zone to come to a new country where I did not know anyone, I did not have any connections, no real job experience, and start from scratch. And hearing those stories, I almost didn't come here. But also the pain that I was going through in that moment of waking up every day, seeing my mom go through it, losing my brother and my father, and just waking up knowing that two of the closest people to me are no longer here and I'll never have them back in my life. That pain right there was what made it possible for me and just gave me the motivation to be like, bro, I'm just gonna go out there and try to make something happen, man. I can't just sit here because sitting here is just as bad as going out there. At least if I'm out there, I'm out in the world, I'm trying to do something. I don't want to just be here waking up every day. I couldn't live the life that I was living prior to that, because prior to that I was going to college and I was just like messing around with girls, going to the beach, hanging out with my friends. That wasn't my reality anymore. Like, life can literally change within 24 hours and you see yourself in a situation that you never anticipated before. That's what happened to me. Fast forward, I got here 2nd of June on a Monday, 3 p.m. I landed in Qatar at the airport and I only arrived here with $20, bro. When I step out of the airport, if you know anything about Qatar, the heat here is ridiculous. And you're saying, oh, you're from Africa, you should be used to it. No, bro, it's not the same, trust me. And anyone who's in Qatar, they know what I'm talking about. Anyways, 3 p.m., bro, I arrived here, walked out of the airport. The heat that got to me was so strong, bro. That's when it hit me like, yes, this is real at this point. I walked back into the airport because I just couldn't stand there and try to like get a taxi or anything. I was like, bro, is this even like, the heat was ridiculous. This was in 2012. I think it used to be way hotter, or maybe I'm just used to the heat now, I don't know. But anyways, I arrived here with $20. That $20 I used to pay a taxi and get to the accommodation where my friends were living. When I got there, they had these guys in like one room, 10, 15, 20 people living there. I got in there and my friends were like laying down on the floor, on the bunk beds. And I'm like, this is real, like here we are. The people that I used to be at home with, we're hanging out, going to parties, acting like we're all cool. Now I'm seeing these people laying down on the floor, bunk beds upon bunk beds, and this is a life that we never experienced back home. So I'm like, okay, this is a reality now. I had no money at this point, mind you. The $20 I had, I'd paid taxi with that. So I got the around 4 p.m. Around 5, my friends started packing their stuff, heading to work at the construction site. So first time seeing my friends in like overalls, construction uniforms, with the helmets, with the boots. These people never did this job before, bro. We were the cool guys back before all of that. So now, like, this is our reality. I couldn't believe it. Obviously, it was my first day, so I didn't have to go to work that day. Thank God. I'm just sitting there trying to like process this whole thing in my head. Like, where am I in the world? And then that same day in the evening, the manager came from that company who came over to see, okay, if I'm good, because I'm the newest guy who arrived here. So he came, checked on me, and then when he was leaving, he said, I need your passport. And I'm standing there having to give my passport to another man, because now I felt almost like a slave, bro. I felt like, okay, I know I brought myself here, but the fact that another person is taking my passport from me to make sure that I can leave if I wanted to, that just gave me a kind of pain, bro, that I cannot explain to you. It was really bad, bro. Trust me. Really, really, really something that I wouldn't even want any of you guys to ever experience. Having to hand your passport to someone else in a foreign country that you don't know anyone that you knew, and you can just imagine, bro. It was bad. Anyways, next day, work started. So I'm gonna try to keep this story short, bro. I worked at construction job. We went through times when we did not have any food, 20 of us living in the same small space, and you would eat once a day if you're lucky. Wake up 6 in the morning, have that 1 meal, go to work, come back and go to sleep. That's how we were doing it. And the little bit of money that we were getting paid from this construction company every month, each will contribute a little bit of money, and we'd buy a bunch of frozen chicken and rice and keep it in the freezer. That's what we're depending on. But throughout all that period, even though life was really hard, I was still working out, because I was already working out from back home. That's when working out became even more important for me, because I had nothing else going on but just to work out, listen to motivational stuff, because even though the things were really bad, I just refused to give up on myself and accept that this was going to be my reality. Because I go to this construction sites and I talk to people that tell me like, I've been working here 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. To them, they accept that situation and just settle there. That's the reality. They work and go home, go wherever their countries are, come back to that job. Every 2 years, they go to their country for a month or whatever and come back. For me, I was there, but I just saw that like, bro, I'm better than this. And I'm not gonna allow this situation to beat me down to accepting that this is my reality. So I was working out, even though I did not have food. That's why when I see people talking about nutrition and making excuses about their diet and not having money is why they're not able to work out, bro, I just look at the comments, I'm like, bro, you can't be serious. Anyways, I did that, and it got really bad because we came from Gambia with no construction experience. So the guy who brought us here was taking contracts from big companies and sent us there to do this job, but we don't know how to do the job. So everything we worked was not approved when these people came to see the work that we did. They were like, no, this is not good work. So the guy stopped having contracts because his workers, us, were not able to deliver the work that was expected. So he was like, okay, I'm not having any more contracts, but I'll not be paying you guys. We're just sitting there like, bro, we can't even have food at this point. It got to a point where we're literally having to ask people for money to get food. I did that, me, full of pride, bro. I was out there at like car wash places and stuff, begging people for change so I can buy food. I remember a day when the police got us, bro, like they wanted to arrest us and send us back home, because here you're not really allowed to go outside and beg for money and stuff like that. But I did that, and it used to kill me, bro. Like, it's not because I was doing it because I was lazy. I was doing it because I had to fucking eat, bro. I was dying, like my ribs were touching. Anyways, fast forward, when this guy couldn't have work anymore, he was like, okay, I'll give you guys a certain period of time to stay in the accommodation. You don't have to pay the rent, but find another job so I can release you to go. That's when everybody went their separate ways, trying to get a job. I tried every single day, man, just walking around in this heat, giving my CV to every gym. No gym would hire me. I ended up having a job at the mall, work at that job, save up some money. I was still working out this whole period. So at the store, we're selling sporting equipment. So I asked the manager if I could work in the gym department, the gym section. So I was in the store working out, and from that point, like, I started meeting people who are working in the gym environment, or people who would come there and buy gym equipment for their homes. So I'd help them assemble it. That's the time I started training people a little bit, because people will see me at the store and they know, like, I have some experience with fitness. They'll ask me if I can go to their houses and help them assemble this equipment they bought and teach them how to use it. So from that point, I realized, oh, there's an opportunity here. So all the money I made at the store, I invested in courses and books, and I went to school here to get the personal training certification, the nutrition certification and all that, because I started meeting personal trainers at the store, and they would look at me like, man, you should work in the gym, why are you here? So I get some information on how to get into this personal training courses and all that. So all the money I made at the store, I just invested into myself, courses, certifications, everything like that. So from there, I stopped working at the store and went on to start working at the gym. The first job I get at the gym, they said, no, we're not gonna give you a personal training job. You can work as a cleaner if you want, even though I was already training people, already had my certifications, but I had a dream. I had a dream for where I wanna be in my life. So I was like, okay, whatever, just give me the cleaning job, because I know once I get into that environment, I'll keep on working hard and nobody's gonna be able to deny me. I'm gonna get to where I set out to be at. So, but I started working at that gym, and 2-3 weeks later, they shut down the gym, bro. Now I'm stuck again. I left my job at the store, which was really comfortable. I was doing good there. I was promised to be even promoted to be a manager there or supervisor or whatever, because I was doing really well in my fitness department. People were coming there for me because I was teaching them, not only selling them the equipment. So I left all of that, went to take a job that was a cleaner job where I was making less, and then now they shut down the gym, and now I'm in the middle of nowhere. I lost my visa, everything. I had to leave the country and come back with a new visa, but I wouldn't go home, bro. I'm on a mission, and I'm not going home until I accomplish this mission, bro, no matter how hard it gets. So I went to Kenya, stayed there until I get the new Qatar visa. I came back to Qatar and then started working as a personal trainer again, but freelance this time. So I'm working for myself, going to different hotels, different gyms, training people at home, doing that until I got a call from one of the gyms that offered me to work there as a personal trainer, but I was doing so well, I did not even want to work for gyms anymore. I own my time now, working for myself, my own clients, taking 100% of the money that I make as a freelancer, not having to get a split from the gym. This gym is like one of the best gyms in Qatar, so when they contacted me to go there because they saw what I was doing, also using social media and all of that, I was like, okay, let me go and see what they have to offer. I went there, the offer was good, I took the job. I started working there as a personal trainer. They promoted me to the head coach, and about a year later, they made me the fitness manager of the gym. This is me again from Gambia, bro, from working construction, from being in these streets, asking people for money, from not being able to afford a gym membership, from asking these gyms to hire me when they won't. Now I'm the manager at the #1 gym in Qatar, bro. Not right now, at the point of recording this video. I mean, I was the manager there until I left that job and go back to being a freelancer, which is what I'm doing right now, and focusing more on online coaching and building my social media platforms. I've been able to compete in bodybuilding in Vegas, in Ukraine, in Germany. I've been able to travel around the world. I own my time now, and I'm able to make my money and make a living and support my family doing what I love, which is exactly fitness, which I was doing from way back then. But I never knew it's going to be the thing that would just give me an opportunity to become the person or to reach the goals that I had dreamed of when I was growing up. I'm sharing this story with you guys because I know how hard it can be when you're somewhere and feeling hopeless and feeling like, man, I know I can be better than this. I know I can do better than this, but you just can't find a way. And it's not because you're lazy. You're just in a situation where you're not allowed the opportunity, or you don't have the opportunities to become what you feel like you can become. My advice to you is, bro, don't give up. I'm here right now in Qatar, and I go around and I see a lot of guys, African guys working security. They're making less money. They're in the heat. I meet guys that are working construction, and when they see me, they think, man, who is this guy? This guy maybe is lucky or this and that. They don't know my story. But the thing that differentiated me from the guys that are still working in that construction company where I started is because I refused to give up on myself. I refused to allow the situation to beat me down. Even though the situation was really difficult, now looking back, it's one of the best things that happened. because now I can walk around with confidence, knowing what I had to go through to be where I am today. And no matter what happened, I know that life is not gonna be as bad as it used to be, bro. Like, I came here, I don't speak the language, I don't know anyone, I don't have any connections. In Gambia, I just finished my exams from GTTI when I came here, which is some kind of a college in Gambia, bro, if you're not from Gambia. So I studied human resource management. I came here fresh from that with no work experience, no real life experience, but I had to take it upon myself to teach myself quickly, and you have to do it quickly. So throughout that period, bro, I invested all my time just reading, taking courses. I still do read as much as possible. So it's not always about working out and building muscles. You also have to build up here. But the point I'm making is, like, for me, working out and staying in shape and building myself up from the ground up, like putting in that work, physically building myself and being able to invest day in, day out to make sure that I'm making myself valuable. That's what got me here. Now, since I became a personal trainer in Qatar, I've trained like ministers, people from the royal family, you name it, bro. I've trained some of the most important people in this country. And that did not happen because some guy just met me somewhere and put me in position, bro. I had to build my way up. I had to work hard to get here. I remember one time I was talking to one of my friends from Gambia who's working in one of the hotels here. I told him, maybe one day you can be the manager of this hotel. He was like, no, it's never gonna happen. They will not make a manager like black guy or African or whatever he was saying. I said, look, you already saying to yourself it's not gonna happen, so it's not gonna happen. You don't believe it can happen. Because for me, how I see it is like, bro, I think I'm the only African guy who ever managed that club that I was managing. I was a manager at. Everyone else is from wherever you can think of, bro. But for me, I never think of it like, oh, you're black, you're this. No. Make yourself qualified for what you want and see if somebody denies you. Nobody's gonna deny you, bro. It's not about, okay, sometimes it has to do with your skin color or where you're from, but for the most part, bro, you're just not good enough for what you wanna get, or you're not willing to pay the price for what you wanna get. If you're willing to pay the price for what you wanna get, nobody's gonna stop you. Like all the gyms that refused to hire me when I was trying to get into the personal training industry, now they would love for me to work there. I wouldn't work there for nothing. I go in there, record my videos and bounce. I don't have the time to go and work in a gym and train people, train clients for that gym to pay me a percentage of that money. No, I'm not doing that, because I invested in myself to a point where I can actually make more money doing it my own way and being able to travel around the world and impact people through social media and connect with people like you guys and share my experience. So don't say, oh, it's not gonna happen, or because I'm from here, because those are limiting beliefs that are stopping you. So again, wherever you are right now, if you're struggling and if you feel like, man, I can't do it, all you have to do is invest in yourself, bro. And the easiest and fastest way to start investing in yourself is to take your fitness seriously. Start working out, because working out, you would hear somebody say, oh man, once I get the physique, everything changed. You think it's about the physique, it's about the physical appearance. It's not about the physical appearance. It's about what you learn to build that physique, the patience, the consistency. All those things, the delayed gratification, because you can just go to a mall right now and buy a Ferrari if you have the money for it, but you can't, no matter how much money you get, bro, you can't buy a great physique. So building that great physique is gonna teach you so much. For me, having to go to the gym in the evening after working construction, tired with no food, and still be there trying to do some squats, bro, that's gonna teach you a lot. And it's going to do a lot for your confidence and for your self-belief once you climb that mountain to where you're like, bro, because again, it takes a lot to build that physique, a lot of discipline, and everything you learn to build those muscles, which is not about the muscles. Again, it's about the values you have to learn to get those muscles. Those muscles, those values you can apply in other areas in your life. I can sit here and read for an hour straight because I go to the gym and work out for 2 hours doing squats, lunges, I'm throwing up in the gym. That's not reading for an hour about something I'm interested in that can help me change my life. It's not harder than that, bro. Every time I find myself trying to be like about to get lazy, to do something that I really need to do to progress in life, I'm like, bro, I just finished squatting 4 plates. How can I not sit here and read a chapter of this book that's gonna help me? So that's what you start thinking, like, man, I've been on this 12 weeks diet to compete for a bodybuilding competition? How can I not be able to be consistent with something else for a course for 8 weeks, for instance, to learn something that's going to help me? So that's how it's going to change. But also, you start attracting people in your life that are moving in the same direction. Like for me, when I was working at that store, I started getting in contact and building friendships and relationships with personal trainers and people who are in the fitness industry. And when I was in Kenya trying to get a visa to come back here, it was actually one of the people that I met at the store, a personal trainer who ended up opening a fitness company here, who get me a visa to come back here. So those are the connections you start building once you set yourself and focus to what exactly you want to do, and just be focused, man. You can't be like, if I was just out partying, drinking, smoking, I probably wouldn't be here right now talking to you. But I had to be like, bro, this is a state of emergency. I do not have time to hang out, to party, to barbecue. I can do that now if I want to, but I still don't do that because the mission is incomplete. We have to stay focused. We have to stay working. We have to be consistently making progress. That's what life is about. But again, throughout this process of getting from where I was to where I am now, a lot of sacrifice has been made. I've missed many parties, many hangouts, many gatherings, because coming from Gambia, I was late. A lot of my friends here who work in the gym started from high school already taking personal training courses. I did not even know about personal training until I got here. So I was late, I had to play catch up. But no excuses were made. I just put in the work, I put in the effort, I put in the training, I put in the learning. That's what you do if you want to make progress. You can't be making no excuses. And the people in your life, your friends that are not willing to put in that work and that focus, they're going to start judging you, and they're going to start maybe talking shit about you, like, oh, this guy, he's too focused on this. Yeah, you focus on that because that's what it takes for you to take care of yourself, for me to take care of myself and take care of my mom and my sisters, to be able to support my mom, bro. You know what that means to me, to be able to sit here and talk to you guys and share my story and build this platform to where we can share what we are passionate about, which is fitness. You know what that means to me? I would miss a million parties for that. Anyways, we just hit 50,000 subscribers, and I figured let me make this video and just tell you guys a little bit more about my story and how I got here. And obviously, all of this wouldn't be possible in terms of like the social media without you guys being here, watching the videos, supporting the channel. So I really, really do appreciate you. 50,000 is just the beginning. We are headed to 100K subscribers by the end of this year, and we're gonna make that happen. The same determination that I used to get out of those construction sites, to be traveling around the world, going to fitness expos, meeting the people that I used to see on TV, is the same determination we're going to use to get to wherever we're going to in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.